Hello, and welcome to Godox Film Lighting 101. Today, we're going to take you from start to finish on how to light a dining room scene. Let's check it out. So we are here in this empty studio space to shoot a dining room scene. And the idea here is to create a retro-inspired speakeasy. So we really like this location because it has a lot of texture everywhere. You've got wooden panels on the walls. You've got brick texture over here. You've got some stainless steel features as well. And there's also a few little cubbies that are kind of tucked away. Just gives us places to hide lights and shape light within our scene. So an important thing to consider whenever choosing your location is to find a spot that has really good practicals. What we liked about this location is that practicals were all over the place, and really the main trick is to add light to enhance the practicals from within the scene. That's exactly what we're going to do here today. For this particular room, we chose to put our actors dead center in the middle of the room because it allows us to show off more of the space and architecture. Since this is a dining room scene, we need to set the table. So find some props that will work best for your scene. This is like a 1950s retro style mood that we're going for, so the props themselves need to fit that era. Now that our table is set and our subjects are placed, we're going to turn on the practical lights and use Godox lights to set the scene. Here's our starting point. It's looking really dark. So from here, let's add a few more practicals and build from there. Okay, so looking at where we're at now, we've added a few more practicals to the scene, mainly the little green lamp on the table, and then another light further back in the background. The shot still seems a little bit dark, especially on the subjects, and even in the background. So from here, let's add a few more Godox lights to help complement those practicals. So to complement the practicals, what we wanted to do was accent the back wall. So by doing this, we placed 4 Godox TL60 tube lights across the wall. And now I can control it remotely with the Godox app. So what's great about using the app is that you can use the color wheel and dial in the TL60 tube light exactly the tone that you want. And it's easy as that. So we decided to go with a CTO color to complement all the other practicals around the environment. And we wanted to go with the blue, which was a good color contrast to complement that warm tone. So now we're gonna look at this green wall that's right behind me. And to give it kind of an accent of maybe a window effect, like as if light is kicking a shadow through a window, I chose to go with the Godox S60 and used a gobo of a window frame. And what this creates is the cast of a window shadow across the wall, which really helps create realism in your scene. Okay, now we've added some lights in the background to really help with those practicals and create depth. So we have the S60 with the projection light across the wall with the window shadow, and on the other wall we have the TL60s on the ground, really accenting that brick. So from here, our subjects are still looking really dark, so let's add some light to make them pop. The Godox LD150R panel is a fixture capable of switching between a traditional multi-LED panel for hard light and tunable RGB panel for colorful creative effects at a push of the button. One of the advanced functions of the Godox LD150R is its RGB mode, which employs its LEDs to access literally over 16 million color combinations. You can quickly adapt the light to any scene without adding any filters or diffusion. Furthermore, the light has 14 special effects that lend realism to your shoot, and can even be powered by a V-mount battery. The first light we're going to add is an LD150R, which I can control through the Godox Light app. That light helps adjust the right side of the frame. So now let's add an LD150RS to the other side to help balance out our composition. Now both sides have nice soft lighting across their faces. I use backlighting to help give each subject dimension so that they appear more three-dimensional. So this is the LD150RS. It has more of a square shape to it, and I chose to use the grid and a softbox to help soften all the light. So the grid helps contain the light in a parameter so it doesn't spill everywhere else around the scene. It only keeps it on the subject where you need it. So this light is a Godox LD150R. It's more of a rectangle in shape, and it's more like a sky panel if you're familiar with one of those. But this light is great because it gets a wider surface area, and On this one, I've also added a diffusion silk to help soften the light, as well as the grid to help contain the light, just like the other light on the other side. So the final touch will be adding some haze to make this thing look more like a speakeasy or a bar type setting. And when you're using haze, you want to even out the haze so you don't see all the little clouds that are happening in the air. And once you get a nice even level, you're ready to shoot. Hopefully this whole process has really helped you whenever you're trying to create a dining room scene or something very similar. Godox offers a one-stop solution for all your filmmaking needs. From lights, to monitors, to audio, to stands, to grip and staging essentials, they've definitely thought of everything. Be sure to like and subscribe for more tutorials. Thank you so much for checking out this episode of Godox Film Lighting 101. We'll see you next time. Until then, happy filmmaking.